So let's get to Purdue first. What is wrong with Purdue now? Like what are you worried about?
Well, I think that there's two variables when they lose. What happens? They turn the ball over and they shoot it bad from three. And both of those things had only 10 turnovers, but they came in bunches. And Indiana turned it into 12 points off those turnovers. If they're not going to make shots when Zach Edey is getting doubled and crowded, then they are not going to be able to reach their full potential. I just think that's certainly going to be an issue. And
are they settling? Are they? Would you?
No, I think they're getting pretty good shots. Okay. I mean, you're getting them off Zach Edey.
If you're not making them, Rob, if you're not making them and you're getting easy ones, which they were, what can you? I mean, are you going to just keep shooting them? And
I think if you believe that you have good shooters, you just keep going bombs away. And I think Fletcher Lawyer's a good shooter. I think Braden Smith's a good shooter. I think Mason Gillis is a good shooter.
Just looks hurt. I mean,
I think he looks a little bit injured, and I think he
tired.
Teams are just so physical with him.
Right.
He needs the weight room for sure. I think he looks like a guy that's maybe hit a little bit of the freshman wall, which is understandable because it happens to most freshmen. And I mean, Miller Kopp was all over him.
Yeah. He played well defensively.
He did. And games prior, I'm trying to think who it was. Oh, Audige. Yeah. Same thing. Audige is just all over him. Those guys are being really physical with him. I think Fletcher Lawyer's going to be a great player.
So the book is out
I think that he needs a year of the weight room. Yeah. His skill set is there.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
It's going to be great.
He might be a year away physically from or 2 years away, whatever. But
if they were sophomores this year, if those two guards were sophomores even, I think it would be a different Purdue team. But I do think, you see it with Braden Smith even at times. He's getting rattled a little bit, right? And he gets eaten up when he drives in there.
Yep. What was his line finished as like
6
points? He was 2 for 11.
Yeah.
Did have 6 assists, 8 rebounds. I mean, he does impact the game in other ways, but 2 for 11, not great.
No. You know who was great?
Jalen Hood-Schifino.
Holy shit.
I mean, he's going to be a lottery pick.
Yep.
I'm pretty convinced of that.
He's awesome.
No, he is. He's a big guard. He plays pick and roll.
Yep.
Purdue's in drop coverage with Zach Edey, and he just ate it up. And really, I don't know if they have other great options. I don't think you can. You can't hard hedge with Zach. You're trying to keep it, and you're worried about Trace. And their game plan was certainly to take away Trace Jackson Davis.
Yep.
I don't think there's been a game all year where he's taken only 8 shots. And that's what Purdue limited into. Now, who really won the game for them in my mind? Trey Galloway and Miller Kopp. And Hood-Schifino was fabulous. Like to me, that performance, he is the Big Ten Freshman of the Year. I don't doubt that.
Without Galloway and Kopp,
those two guys, winning plays, big time shots. Galloway was awesome. He really played an awesome basketball game. So those two, I thought, were really impressive. But Hood-Schifino made every right read. He killed it in pick and roll. He's had games like this though all year where there have been these explosions. And I was trying to think back in a Purdue Indiana game.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a freshman to have a game like this? I don't know. I mean, maybe like a big dog, although I think he sat his freshman year, did a prop.
Right. He didn't play.
Prop 49 or
yeah.
Maybe Calbert Chaney. I don't know. I'd be fascinated.
I don't know either.
What other freshmen have played at that level in that game?
I don't know, but Indiana's got a lot of momentum now. They
do. But you know what? I think Mike Woodson, it's going to be really interesting to see if Xavier Johnson comes back, how does he implement him back into this?
2 games left in the regular season, Iowa and Michigan at home, right? They probably win them both in Bloomington, you would think. But maybe who knows? I mean,
they'll be favored. It's easy to say that.
They'll be favored by both, obviously. So all right, my first question is, if you're Xavier Johnson, not if you're Mike Woodson, if you're Xavier Johnson first, because Xavier Johnson has to make the first decision here, right? If the doctors do clear him, which we anticipate.
Could he redshirt? Like, is that plausible?
I was told yes, that he'd have to get a waiver because I think he's played. I'm going to tell you how many games he's played.
He's missed the last 18 games.
How many has he played? He's played 11, but he played 10 games and like
a little bit in the Kansas game.
A few minutes in that 11th game. I think he's like 9 minutes over.
So the NCAA could rule on that, which
they could say no, right? So if you're him, are you rolling the dice and not playing if you're able to? Probably not. You're probably going to play. But I'm told there's a school of thought, even within the family, a little bit of like, what do we do here? Do we
No,
try to get the waiver? Trace will be gone. Now Jalen's going to be gone. It could be X's team next year, and he'll be 100%. Where now you come back, you're not 100%. You got 2 games, at least 1 Big Ten tournament game. If you even come back for this next game,
right?
I think you do it though, because I think now you see, even if I can play 15 minutes and we go to a Final Four.
No, totally. And you think about some of the quick little guards that have eaten them up. He's the answer for that. The Boo Buies of the world, the Jameer Youngs of the world, those guys that are burners.
Yeah, you're
He's the guy that could guard them. But do you also want to take the ball out of the hands of Jalen Hood-Schifino, who has shown himself to be as talented as most of the freshmen in college, probably everyone that's not named Brandon Miller in college basketball?
I'm going to play them together for 10 minutes, and I'm going to
play X off the ball.
And I'm going to I'm going to play X off the ball. I'm going to play X off the ball. And I'm going to play him together for 10, and then I'm going to play Jalen 32, and then X is going to get 18 minutes.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this, and I don't mean this in any way to take away from Xavier Johnson, but will he be okay with that?
I don't know.
That's the scary thing, and I don't know him. It's not a diss. That's not what I'm saying. But I think it's a guy who played a major role, and will he come back and say, "Well, I need to be playing this major role again"?
If he watched Jalen Hood-Schifino,
that can be a really hard place.
Game. Hey, Rob, if he watched Jalen play last game,
then he shouldn't want that.
I would say, it's pretty clear right now who the better player is.
Yeah, I mean,
Jalen's that good. He's that good. And if you're Mike Woodson, you want X back for this.
No, totally, because he gives you something that you don't have.
100%. Even if you only get him for the last game of the regular season and 1 game in the Big Ten tournament, that's still enough to feel. And then he'll have practice in between, before the NCAA tournament game. You could feel good about giving him 10, 15 minutes, couldn't you?
Yeah, I think so.
Depending
I
how
think as long as he's practicing and has been ramping up. I mean, I wouldn't, if he hasn't practiced, just throw him out there and be like, "Hey, we need you to get experience against Iowa." Right. As long as he's been doing what he's been, supposed to do according to the medical staff, yeah.
Hey, Rob, this season we are partnering with Run Your Pool. So you got to get in on this, all right? They're going to be hosting the official Field of 68 bracket contest. And if you win, you're going to win some money. They're giving away $1,500 in cash prizes for free. So all you got to do is sign up at the link in this description. It's play.runyourpool.com/Field of 68. That's Field 68. Fill out a bracket and be eligible to win. Rob worked with these guys before, which is why he was so excited to land this sponsor. Doster, not you. They have more than 50 game types for every sport you can think of, from a traditional bracket pool to survivor games, head-to-head games, pick-X games, and my favorite, squares. The scoring's customizable. You can tailor your bracket rules to your pool. It's awesome. I think you and I need to have a little head-to-head competition in this one.
A pool?
Yeah.
All right.
And I don't know what
we need to go back and look at our drafted teams and laugh at how terrible they are.
At the end of the year, we'll do that. That'll be our final pod of the year. We'll look back at
good. But yes, we could do a little friendly wager here.